Hey, what's up, guys? Kool-Aid here. Today we're going to be talking about the new pump action shotgun, the TAS-16 Blackjack for the TR, the LA-39 Bruiser for the NC, and the Dymos VA-29 for the VS. And I'm going to lump all these guns together because they all share the exact same stats with one small exception. The Dymos VA-29 is going to have no projectile drop whatsoever because it is the Vanu shotgun. And for that, it is going to have a little bit slower projectile velocity, and it's not really going to make too much of a difference unless you're using slugs. Then there's a little bit of a trade-off there, but I will touch on that more in a minute. So these shotguns are going to do 134 damage per pellet, and they are going to fire 11 pellets. That means it's going to take 7 pellets to kill an infiltrator, 8 pellets to kill any other class, and that will kill any other class that has nanoweave armor up to rank 2. 8 pellets will also kill an infiltrator that has full nanoweave armor. It is going to take 9 pellets to kill any other class that has nanoweave armor 3 or above. That right there is one of the 3 differences between the old pump actions and the new pump actions. The old pump actions actually do the same damage per pellet, but they are only going to fire 10 pellets per shot. So definitely advantage to the new pump actions in that regard. The next difference is that the new pump actions actually have a spread rated at 3.5, whereas the old pump actions have a spread rated at 3. And you do want a lower spread, you want a tighter pattern. That's going to just let you get a little bit longer distance on your shots. Once in a while, a bigger spread can help you out, but that basically means you are missing what you're actually aiming at. So tighter spread is actually better, and the advantage goes to the old shotguns in this regard. The third difference, and this is the biggest one to me, is the rate of fire. The new pump actions are only going to fire at 86 rounds per minute, whereas the old pump actions are actually going to fire at 100 rounds per minute. Now, I know that doesn't sound like that big of a difference, but when you're talking about such slow firing weapons to begin with, 14 rounds per minute or 14% is actually quite a bit, and you'll actually notice this when using these new shotguns. Now, the rest of the stats are exactly the same. I'm not really going to talk about recoil or anything like that. Recoil doesn't really matter for pump action shotguns since you have to wait in between shots anyway, but they are both going to have 5 rounds per magazine with a 25 round ammo pool. With extended mags, you can bump that up to 7 rounds with both the old and new pump action shotguns. And they are going to have a reload of about 1 second per shell, or about 5 seconds to full, about 7 seconds if you have those extended mags on. Now, of course, you can reload in between shots, but it is not exact. You can't do it exactly when you pull the trigger. There is that delay there when you are actually going to have to pump the shotgun and chamber that next round. So even though there is a slight advantage to being able to do that, it is not that big of an advantage over, say, the faster reloading semi-auto shotguns. So between the 2 tiers of shotguns, the old and the new, which one would I actually recommend? Well, I'd have to give the slight nod to the old set of pump action shotguns. The reason being just because of that rate of fire. That is the most noticeable difference. Now, that extra pellet and that little bit of extra spread does make the new shotguns a little bit more forgiving in close range. You can miss or not be right on target necessarily to get the one-hit kill a little bit easier. But in the same regard, I went into the VR trading room just to see the max range for one-hit kills. And with the old shotguns, you're actually going to get about 1 meter to 2 meters further one-hit kill range. Even though you have that one less pellet, that tighter spread is just going to keep that group together a little bit further and allow you to get a little bit longer one-hit kills, which to me is one of the nicest features. Also, with the old shotguns, you have that and you have the higher rate of fire. As far as attachments go, I think extended mags is a no-brainer. The other slot you have is for slugs, and personally I am not a big fan of slugs. The main reason being you can no longer get one-hit kills to the chest at any range once you equip them. It automatically turns into a 2-hit kill. Now, the nice thing about them is you can get 2-hit kills all the way out to 30 meters. At that point, it does become a 3-hit kill forever. at any range it will be a 3-hit kill. Now, beyond that range, it does start to get hard to hit moving targets because of the slow projectile velocity, pretty much the slowest in the game at 300 for the TR and NC. It's actually slower at 270 for the VS, but of course the VS have no drop, so they actually have a slight advantage when it comes to slugs. But honestly, I think once you start getting out to those ranges, I think there's a lot better options for each class than a slug shotgun. But that's just my opinion. I don't think they're horrible or anything like that. They are viable. I'm just not really a fan of them. So anyways, that is pretty much all I have on the new shotguns. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.